Hi everybody, it's Sandra.
And Guy, how are you?
And we're live from Italy, and Guy is getting ready to go. Tell us what you're
conference call. We're having conference calls all day long with different people and different groups.
Leaders.
So leaders try, because everybody's just a strangled home. You can go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it really quick, Guy, from maybe last night to today, what seems to be something that has evolved in Italy, news-wise?
Well, news-wise, it's like we have more than 10,000. We're now to 11,000 that have been, touched by the virus. So that's the bad news. Another bad news is just old people walking in Naples. I just saw a little video. Old people walking in Naples, and the police telling them, "You gotta go home, otherwise we're gonna take you to jail." And they say, people still do not really understand the problem that we are facing right now. Right now, imagine we have 10,000, 11,000, no, yesterday was 10,800 that got the virus, and almost 700 people died. Now, we're talking about a ratio of 6%. I mean, the flu kills at 0.2%.
I think something interesting is that we are seeing that it's not just an old people's disease.
Yeah, we will not. I mean,
we have lost some really special people
and people with special pathologies with problems. Of course, they're gonna get affected first. The ones that are like healthy and young, they have a more stamina to go through it. Remember, when when you get a virus, if it deteriorates, it doesn't deteriorate on everybody, but when it does deteriorate, it gets your lungs. So your lungs cannot put enough oxygen in the blood.
And it gets to a special part of the lungs that's hard to heal.
So they have to insert, this tube.
Intubation.
And that way you have a ventilator. The problem is that we don't have enough ventilators.
And we heard that China is sending some to us.
Right, they are sending, they're being very generous. But the bottom line is that what happens is that the ventilator is keeping you alive. Without a ventilator, you will never make it until the body gets enough strength to start breathing on its own. So the people that eventually will get to that, deeper stage of sickness of the virus will have a big problem. So outside, there are very few people. I gotta say, I went out this morning, and outside there are very few people. However, it looks like the first area that was hit, now everybody was in quarantine for 2.5 weeks.
Serious quarantine.
Right. That was like the big root of the fire.
And we aren't in quarantine. We're just being told not to go out.
Right. So, but those in that place that did the quarantine, everybody now is free. So that's good news. That's very good news. It means that if you stay home, all right, for 2 weeks, you are not allowing the virus to jump from one place to another.
Okay, so we're going to go, I'm going to take you to walking around in house. We're getting phone calls, and this is really the time that our kids call from America and want to know. I wanted to talk a little bit because I had to have a conversation with my brother last night, and he's in the Seattle area, Snohomish County, which is being, one of the heavy hit of the nation. He's got a heart condition, and my sister-in-law has just started breast cancer treatment, so she's taking chemo, and they're just isolated. They're very concerned, and I'm just begging Ron, please, just do not touch anything, don't go anywhere, isolate yourself. And I think a lot of the biggest fear that we're hearing is just the unknown. And I think that as you go on, you're going to see that a lot of people, I see the comments in America. I see them. They're like, don't be hysterical. Don't be over, freaking out. I never called being prepared freaking out. I always thought a person who's prepared is wise. So if you have the opportunity to be prepared, to care for somebody, If you know that there's someone older that may not be able to handle this, just get prepared. I think I'm seeing more and more on the news that that people are starting to share things. I know you're getting all the mixed messages that we got in the very beginning. You know, oh, it's nothing. It's just the flu. Well, when you start seeing 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, the president of the Association of Medical Doctors died today. He's 60 years old in Milan. That just hits home. It's very hard. So a lot of you guys have asked questions how, you know, we're given 5 or 6 little rules to keep us about, and the whole nation is staying in their home. Like I said, where they did this, where they really quarantined, where they couldn't leave, I mean, they were really watched, where they couldn't leave their house, they are now coronavirus free. So that is a promise. But this is a really real thing, and we've tried not to be, how do you say, alarmist. I know you've seen in the videos, I've showed us walking around, eating food and doing our shopping, because we do want to share with you that it's okay. You know, just keep on, just try to have a positive attitude, help who you can, and really, really be careful. So when I mean be careful, wearing gloves, not touching surfaces, especially in the colder climates, because it seems to live longer. Keep a distance, wash your hands. I mean, if you're a healthcare worker, if you're working in a nursing home, I mean, you have to be careful. And please, one of the things that the reason why the whole nation had to go into this lockdown is because the younger generation just went out and said, it doesn't affect me. I just can't believe that our world would become like that, where we wouldn't care about someone who really is more frail and more difficult. I mean, I have a lot of people, even on this feed that we're listening to, that have had strokes, that are dealing with asthma, who are dealing with cancer, who are dealing with heart issues, and they're going from hospital to home. I mean, we have to care about these people, the very young. You know, we don't know who's carrying it, and you don't know until you're tested. So that's the kind of thing. So just really the abstinence of just staying away from things so that you don't obtain it. And I hope that I didn't go out there, but my phone is getting really low. But I've had some really fun people that have come on, and I think they're from the company Airborne. Please forgive me if I messed up the name of your company. Come on and tell me more about it. But think about health. Think about healthy alternatives. Someone asked me, what we're eating. Well, we have an abundance of fresh vegetables here, all the little teeny farms and stuff. So pasta and vegetables. So eggs, and then we have meat, you know, and stuff when we get it. But we're trying to, you know, not really make our digestive system work really hard to keep so we can fight things. I just want to say hello to you. This is the second day of the whole stay in your home, and we're doing good, but it's growing. It hasn't turned around. It's not getting better yet, but we are positive, and we are really. If you have questions, please send them. I can tell you what we're doing in Italy. And we're so thankful for our government. Italy's a pretty wild and crazy place, and they changed their government like they changed their underwear, but they really have taken their people into consideration, and we all feel kind of pretty united because we're in the same boat, but we, despite the disaster that it brings economically or whatever, hey, we'll build ourselves up again. So it's really nice to have that kind of backup and love and care. anyways, love you. Live from Rome, Sandra and Guy, who's now on a conference call. Bye-bye.